Good evening guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we could just go through the most of the colors that I often use and maybe do a few small abstract paintings, as I'm doing this in my sketchbook with very thick handmade paper, mostly using this as a sketchbook. So let's start and see if we can go through the colors that I mostly use, so you can see them in person one by one, as my palette often is in a big mess. I have more color than this, but I often go with these colors because I love them. So I'm just going to put them out one by one, and then we are going to paint with them so you can see the different colors. So I'm going to start with Winsor Newton Van Dyke Brown. That is one of my favorites, and I use it for everything. A lot of time in nature for different branches and marks. And the more you put water on it, it of course is, you can get a lot of nice colors by diluting it with water. Okay, the next one, that is also a brown, quite like this. So when I don't have Van Dyke Brown, I use brown iron oxide from Daniel Smith. That's also a nice brown that you can use for almost anything. I'm going to put them in order so we can write them down later. It's similar, but I wanted to try the different colors, so I ordered this one. It's a little bit more reddish, so when you dilute it, it will be more like more pinkish in color. So a little more for bark on trees. So another color that I often use just to, I don't like the color, but it's perfect to blend things with, and that's Winsor Newton Yellow Ochre. And I'm not a yellowish person, so the color itself is nothing I use often, but to blend and make kind of soft colors with it, that works for me. And of course sometimes when you need to do flowers or something in a painting outside in the forest or in some garden, they are nice to have. You almost need to have a bright yellow too when you blend a lot of colors. So I have one Coatman yellow too, but I almost never use it in case if I don't really need. So let's go for the blue ones. This is a I can't speak today. Prussian blue, and also extra fine Daniel Smith watercolor. And this is a color I really often use. Also to blend different color with it. You can have it really, really dark if you would like to. And when you want to blend it and make a nice turquoise, this is a color I often use. You can see how nice it goes from dark to light. Then we have another blue that I also use a lot, and that's indigo. And this is Winsor Newton. Also very nice when you kind of dilute it with water. So the next favorite I have is Payne's Grey. I think that's everyone's favorite. Goes to, you can use it for everything. And blend it with different colors. Can almost get it to be black. And then the more you dilute it, it will get a nice blue grayish tone. I personally love to use both for monochrome paintings and others. Then I have a couple of other Winsor Newton that I also like to use a lot. They are easy to blend with other colors. And this is Permanent Sap Green. Classic green. But I like it with some darker colors blend in, so we get this leaf green color. So with brown and black it gets really olive green-ish. And so this is a favorite too. Fresh and green, and still you can use it with a lot of different colors. And as I'm not a red and yellowish kind of person, I have those colors most just for blending. But I have a pink that I like, and it's this Opera Rose Winsor Newton. And And I love to blend this with blue. That gives a really nice lavender purple tone. And then I have one more bit lighter blue that I often use, and this is Indian 3 in blue. It's a difficult name. I hope I spelled it right. I do like this so you can see. Indian 3 in blue. Also a very nice color to have for blending other colors. So when you dilute it, it gets a really sky blue color. Not so much purple that ultramarine will give. And then I have some Daniel Smith colors that are a bit more granulation colors that I often also use in my nature paintings. And we have sheer blue, get some more thickness on it. I have too much water on my brush. And then we have a Vulcan brown, and this is more grayish brown. I would say. If you're looking at the other brown, they are more reddish, and this is more like clean. Boring brown, if I can say so. But it's still very nice to use in nature, on stones or the ground. And then the last one that I also love is glacier green. And it don't shows up so much on camera when the granulation is going on, and on this paper it's not so much to see, but I'll just put a bit more on these so you can see the dark part of them. Dries so much lighter than when you paint, so Sometimes you just need to go back in so you can really see how the color is when it's thick, right off the tube. This one was quite dark. And then the paint's gray. And here you might see that it gets a bit bluish when it dries. Almost. So those are the colors that I mostly use and love to use. And you don't need so much more. If you have a red, blue, green and yellow, you can do the most blending that you need. So if you have those four, you have a long gone in color making. You can do so much with those four colors. And then black, and I also have a bit of gouache, so this is more like acrylic paint, so it's not so translucent as watercolor. You can put it like layer a little bit more onto other colors. So sometimes when I want white splashes or on water and I need to have a little bit extra, I use this white gouache. So that was the colors that you can mostly see me use. So I will write the names down when it has dried and take a picture, so I will put that in the recording later on, so you can see what the name of the color is. So let's just play with this color a little bit and see if we can kind of make something. Going to put a little bit of water on these. It soaks very not so very fast, so we need to kind of put it on all three for now and then leave it a little bit so we don't get puddles. So I use it sometimes when I just want to play and kind of like to relax and do some playing. So then it can be a bit fun to just do and not think so much. Sometimes just painting with abstract colors or abstract painting is very relaxing. You can have so much fun painting with them. bit of a small landscape. Blending the green and brown, just put in some greenery. Need to go and take a quick break. My dog is calling for me. He needs help to get up the stairs. He's a little afraid to go where it turns. So now he's upstairs and in his bed. Sorry about that, but you know, when you have dogs, you need to make their lives the best. I don't have kids, so Nico is my little boy in my life. Dabbing a few clouds. And just put in a bit of a sun. Bit yellowish tone. More water bluish color. So let's leave that to dry. So we can maybe do some mark making. Just play in the water a bit. See if this blends together. Use some more opera rose. See if we can blend that with the blue so you can see how it looks when it gets this nice purpley tone. Then, depending on which blue you use, you can get different shade of purple. Letting that bleed a little bit. Putting in some drops of clear water just so we can get it to spread. A little bit more. Just for fun. Here you can see it's a big puddle of water now. It takes so long time for it to soak, so you can't be outside and play with this because the colors are kind of never dries till it's time to go home. or when it's time to go home, it hasn't dried. The brown and the indigo is really my favorites. I can play with that forever. Do some monochrome painting and let them drip together. Make some fun. And they go so nice together. It feels like they are married somehow. A nice marriage. And that's always nice. Can see it takes forever to dry, so if you are painting something and needs a lot of time, this is perfect. But not when you want to go home and everything is wet and you can't put it together and put it in the bag. See, I can still put in and it kind of spreads. But it is nice paper and it's beautiful to write on. And play on. And you want to do these flowers that just spread in the water, then it's really nice. You can see here it's so wet, so I can just do like this and it spreads. No problem there. You can play all night. Just mark making. Okay, I will go and take my heat gun and dry this so that we can write down the names and do some more mark making on these small abstracts. Back in a second. So I have written down the names now when it's dry, so I'm going to take a photo of this and put it in the last of the recording so you can go back and look at it. So then I thought we could just play with some mark making. some gold. Just because we like it and it's beautiful. Never wrong with some gold. So let's go in with the fine liner and see if we can just without, why did I do that first? Now I need to angle this a bit so I can put in some tree trunks. And then let's blend some of the permanent sap green and some Van Dyke brown, and make a little tree color. So we can just go in and put in a little more kind of tree shapes. Even the small landscapes deserve some love and finishing touches. So now I'm blending some Van Dyke brown and Payne's grey to get a little brownish color for the stems and trunk. Maybe even make some stones. By the lake. And then let's go in with a little bit more kind of bluish. I'm going to try to just do some brush strokes that looks like dry brushing. So we get some life going on here in the water. Just a little bit dark on the stones. Go with a little bit more of the brown instead. So we can put in the gouache so you can see how it looks with the white. try to do the same with that one and do some dry brushing. It's a little bit, this brush is a little bit soft. I will zoom in so you can see a bit better. So let's use some indigo and see if we can just do something more on this one too. Filling in just some of these shapes. Just having fun and doing some mark making. You need to remember to have fun and don't feel that you need to do some masterpiece every time you sit down with your sketchbook or your watercolor block. We need to have more fun and relaxing things going on in our lives sometimes. Enjoy colors. If you have a bad day, go and paint flowers or something you like in really bright colors, and I promise you, you will feel better right away. I have a condition that is called fibromyalgia, and it's kind of a chronic muscle disease, and this is kind of my medication. When it's too bad aching, it's perfect to go sit down and play, and you can almost kind of forget the pain for a little while at least. So I can promise you that that works. If you need to concentrate on something like this, it's kind of take the edge of the pain, or you can clear your mind. Some people like to go out and run or take a bike or do something physical, chopping wood. I like to take my sketchbook and walk right into the forest and sit down and sketch. Or go to some beautiful lake and at least try to calm down, and the intention is not to do a perfect sketch of anything. Sometimes I can just kind of sketch a stone or part of a stone, just to try to get the right colors and a little feeling of the light. And then you need to be a bit quick, because the light is often shifting quickly. That way you can't overdo it and overthink it, and that's something we all need to get a bit better at, because it's often I can feel feel that I think that I need to do something perfect, and I need to keep my sketchbook clean and nice, and I almost have the nerve to even use it because I'm afraid to ruin it. But it's just me or you that can look in my sketchbook. But if you keep a private, kind of a private sketchbook, then you can play in another way. You don't need to feel that it needs to be beautiful. You can play, you can practice, you can do small sketches of things you need to learn more about. And I can promise you that you will never be a good watercolor painter if you just look at tutorials on YouTube. You need to do it yourself and play. And this is perfect to do some small paintings, miniatures. If you feel that a big painting that is A4 or bigger is too much, start by doing some random playful things, and do circles, do flowers, do butterflies, and try to just relax and have fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope that you will play some more and have fun. See you soon again. So until next time, bye bye from Sweden.